Alright, eyes on me. Alright, so these are some new sight words. I really like the way I heard you sounding them out, taking turns with your partners. Any that really confused you? I didn't hear many people making mistakes. Any that confused you? Be honest, it's okay. We'll test it. No? Alright, say them one more time. I want to hear you say the whole top row. Go.
Beautiful brother, often, sometimes between.
Alright, awesome. Okay, go ahead and turn to your next page. I kind of gave you a sneak peek last week because we're still working on contractions. Last week we worked on, your sheet's right there. We worked on contractions. We did am, is, will, and are. Okay? So this week we're going to work on the contractions not, would, and have. So Markai is new to our group. Who can explain to Markai what a contraction is? What is a contraction? Who can explain it? Nadia? Good, and she's just looking right here at our rules. So a contraction is one word that's made up by putting two words together and shortening them. What do we use to shorten them, Bria? What's that symbol? It's not a comma, it's one up high. What is it called? Thank you for waiting. No, close though. Do you want Shayla to help you? Apostrophe. So what do we use for it to, when we put the two words together to shorten them, what is it called, everybody? An apostrophe. Okay, so we have new ones, all right? So one of the new ones is not. So if you follow our rules, if not is part of the two words that make up the contraction, you're going to leave out the O and you're going to replace it with a what? Apostrophe. Here's the example. Had not, so the word would be hadn't. Good. If would is part of the apostrophe, that if would is part of the contraction that makes up the two words, you would leave out the W, O, U, and the L. That's a lot of letters left out for would. And you would place it with a, for example, she would make she. Alright? If have is part of the two words that make up the contraction, you'll leave out the H and the A, and you'll replace it with a apostrophe. For example, we have would be the. Okay, I want you to salt and pepper the middle box with your partners. There are some tricky ones. Good, Markai. Might have. What is this one? You don't know? Okay, we know that the VE is short for have. So must. Well, we wouldn't say must have because we're shortening it. What would we say?
Having.
What did you say on this one? Or what did Bria say?
I.
Might have. So how would we say this one? Must have. It kind of sounds funny. Good. Must have.
Did.
Alright, eyes on me? Good. Some of them sound a little funny, especially the might have and the must have. Okay? Because it's shortening because we took out the H and the A and we replaced it with the apostrophe. Okay, so this is what we're going to do on the sentences. Manson, I'm going to get you to help me show everybody what we're going to do. Okay, so we're pretending Manson's my partner. Manson, you read the sentence. Very good. So I'm Manson's partner. I would say your contraction is doesn't, and it means does not. And if I need to use my rules, I can. Okay, so one partner is going to read the sentence, the other partner is going to give the contraction, and then you're going to switch. Okay? All right, begin.
She doesn't have her conduct chart today.
Go ahead.
Everywhere. Not storm.
So we would look up here. We know it's must. Must have. Very good. All right, so raise your hand.
The contraction word is should and not.
Very good.
The team might have won the game if they practice harder. Practice
What is the contraction? How would you say it? Might. Very good.
The contraction word is have not. She couldn't wait for Christmas to win. Couldn't live like could I believe
We know that I will. Is it will? Alright, eyes on me. Okay, it's okay if you didn't get all the sentences. I really like the way our new partners were working, giving the two words of the contraction mix up and repeating the contraction itself. Because those funny sounding ones will get easier as we repeat them. Alright, go ahead and close your books. We're going to have lots of contractions in our books today. We're going to be working more. Alright, so let's quickly, and I want you to, we're almost finished with this book. What's the name of the book, everybody?
the fishing derby.
And what did we say a derby was? So Markai knows, since he didn't read it with us. A derby is like a what? Like a contest. Okay, so I want you to take a second and just tell your partners the beginning and the middle so we can get it fresh in our brain before we start reading. Okay, if you need to flip through to look, you can. Beginning and middle. You're gonna have to
So
tell
now
everything.
in the beginning, there was good.
Wait, what did you say in the beginning? What?
Leave that a bit.
What's the little boy's name? Remember, we like to use characters when we retell their names. Do you remember?
Then he
Look in the book and find it.
Then he ran to the kitchen and tried to shoot daily fishing. Then he went fishing.
What was his name? Remember, it was a funny name.
Louis said,
Good.
then he fell in the water.
So they're getting ready to go to their parking lot, playing for a fishing tournament.
And then he got out the water and said, and then he was smiling, he was leaning on his face, and he had caught fish. And the first time goes, and ready, set, go. And he rolled his bite. I don't remember. And he had,
Alright, eyes on me.
eyes on you.
Okay, so I heard Bria and them using the character's name. Like in the beginning, Louis was headed where, Maya? You was using the location. Where was he headed?
He was headed to Deer Lake Fishing Derby.
Good. So he was headed to the fishing derby. And who was going with him, Manson? Do you remember? No, sit up, child. Sit up. His dad. So he and his dad were headed out. They were going to the fishing derby, which is kind of like a contest. And what were they trying to do? Like, what were they trying to win, Shaylin? Because in a contest, you always try to win things. What were they trying to do? Good. So it was the biggest fish, the smallest fish, or the everybody first fish. Good. So they head out and they start fishing. Was he the first one to catch a fish, Donald? No. So he's out for that prize. He was not not the first one to catch a fish. So he keeps saying that he has some sort of secret. And what are we predicting that his secret is? Talk to your partners. What do y'all think the secret is? Possibly. Alright, so Shaylin's saying she thinks it's a special bait. Nadia thinks it's going to a quiet place. What did y'all think, Manson? Maybe concentration. So we all have different, he has this super secret, we're trying to figure out what it is, and we all have different predictions, which is okay. Alright, so we stopped on page 8. You were right, Maya, how do you always remember? Alright, so we stopped on page 8. We still don't know his secret on how we think he's going to catch the big fish. We know he's out for the first fish, so we need to read to find out, will he get the next fish, and if our prediction's right on what his super secret is to catch the next fish, okay? We did. We stopped on page, I wrote stop, so we stopped right there. Alright, so we are going to start on page 8. We're going to read page 8 and 9. We're trying to figure out if he catches the fish, and if our prediction's right about his secret, okay? Alright.